Welcome back, guys. This is Riken, and we are running the Long Dark. We just got to Desolation Point. The last run, we were just on our way here, going through the standard route, and really the only route you can go through to get here to this point is Crumbling Highway. So we were going through that, and did pretty well getting here. We had to dodge a couple of wolves, I think. And sorry I haven't recorded an episode in about a week, but been kind of busy around here with some painting. But I've got the largest room in the house painted now, so I think I will be recording quite a few videos over the next couple of days. Let's go out of the lighthouse and take a look at the weather here. It seems a bit cold, so oh, and we're still thirsty from sleeping. I forgot to drink. So today we're going to head over to the forge and bang out some arrowheads and a makeshift hatchet and knife that will allow us to survive a lot longer in Interloper. So pretty windy out here. And one thing I need to do before I get into the forge over there at the Riken is get plenty of scrap metal. Now I can break a lot down in the Riken, which is probably what I'll end up doing here. Have to be a little careful with the daylight in there. It can be pretty dark sometimes, and you don't want to burn through a lamp, or you don't want to burn through lamp oil just to break down some metal. So you kind of want to break down metal that's close to the entrance of the ship. I'm just carrying the flare pistol here that we found in the ravine basin. That'll help us ward off any threats that might come our way, at least temporarily, until I run out of the flare shells. And I always hate when the wind's blowing against me. It takes forever to walk. Looks like I'm starving, and it's about 10 degrees Fahrenheit right now. It's not too terribly cold. And we are probably going to do a little exploration before I get over to the Riken. See if I can go up the snowbank here. No, I can't, but I alerted a wolf, and that's not good. There he comes. Wasn't with this, and I did not. Oh, yeah, I did scare him. I thought he was still coming at me. Kind of weird. They usually turn around and run the other way, but he just ran straight past me. So guys, yeah, the Hopeless Rescue Challenge Enhanced 2-day run or less is coming up within the next couple of days. I'm going to be recording that. And I'm going back and forth about recording in real time versus recording and then dubbing over the audio. I think I'm going to do the latter because I can focus more on the run, and you really need to since it is a speed run. And because the keyboard sounds are very loud from the set of switches that I have. We've got a mechanical keyboard with MX Blue switches under the keys. And so I'm going to look at getting actually another cheap mechanical keyboard. That's kind of an oxymoron, but I think I can find one that's reasonably cheap with the MX Red switches, which are quite a bit quieter than the ones I have now, so they don't carry up so much into the microphone when I'm recording. So yeah, that's what I'm going to eventually do here within the next week or so. Let's get that set up. That way, won't be so much key noise coming over through the audio. Is when I first bought a mechanical keyboard, I didn't have a clue what the key switches, that there were different types of key switches or anything. I just heard that a mechanical keyboard was good for gaming, and so that's what I bought. But it turns out they put in a set that was more of a set for a typist than a gamer, so yeah, I'll get that switched up pretty soon. But for now, let's head over to the Riken. Kind of still fighting the wind here. And I may be freezing by this point. No, almost freezing. So I'm walking really slow. I think I need to cut down my inventory a little bit at some point. And while I'm going to do that soon here, I'm going to drop some coal off in the Riken, so that'll be a big load off. That should speed me up quite a bit. So I've probably got several lumps of coal on me. So just use the lantern to kind of light our way through here. Sorry, I've got the cat coming up on the desk here. She's kind of curious today. I'm just going to explore the Riken a little bit first and see if I can find any food items in here. So, well, I guess we'll go ahead and drop some stuff. Let's see, I don't see anything there. Let's take the bandage and check the corpse. And there's a big, like 4 pieces of coal right here. I usually like to separate into 3 piles. I'll have coal, scrap metal, and wood. So let's drop the wood I have, which isn't a whole lot right now. And then let's drop the scrap metal I have, which is 26 scrap metal. I may not need to take that to get that much more. And then we'll drop the hammer here also, since there's no point in carrying the hammer around with you after you find the Riken. Unless you want to transfer over to the other forge in Forlorn Muskeg, then you might want to take it, but you might also be able to find a second hammer in this game. They do exist on Interloper. There is more than one hammer sometimes, in my experience. Yeah, there's usually a couple of things of either cans of food or, you know, whatever over in that corner. We'll go up on the deck just for the sake of completeness. There's not usually much up here. Can't go that way, gotta go around. Now let's check out the navigation area here. Nope. Kind of just what I thought, nothing there. So let's get back down in to the ship. I always wondered if they're going to activate that harpoon gun at some point. No, actually, what we're going to do is go collect some wood first. Because what you can do with the wood is you can get the Riken up to around 140 degrees, and it saves the amount of coal that you have to use in it. That's the best, usually the best way to do it is to throw several logs in there until you get the temperature as high as it will go with wood, and then pile on the coal after that. I believe you only have to use like six lumps of coal after that. They're around 6 anyways, if I'm remembering that right. Can't remember if a lump of coal raises the temperature 36 or 30 degrees. It may be 36, but I think 6 is still a close number for how many lumps you would need. You can do the math. I usually like to at least circle around these islands out here. Sometimes you can come across a sapling or even a deer carcass. Speaking of which, there's one right in front of us. It's also a good place to find wood like this. Unfortunately, since I don't have a hatchet, I can't break this down. Yeah, fir limbs I think cannot be broken down by the hacksaw. Just checking to make sure I have it there, but yeah, you can't break down some limbs with the hacksaw. I think like the oversized limbs that give you like six logs, I don't think you can break those down. And maybe all fir limbs, or maybe that was an oversized one laying there. I have to look at that again. Yeah, that may be. Not sure. Not sure if all fir limbs are like that. But I know you can break down standard cedar logs with the hacksaw. So it's really a bonus once you find that. So what I'm doing now is just looking for something cedar that I can break down. There's a lot of rabbits in this area, but there's not really nothing I can do in this version of the game. I would probably consider throwing rocks at them, or stones at them to kill them and harvest them later, but I'm not able to do that right in this version. This is the old version of the game. Okay, so I really don't see any cedar limbs around here, which is a bit disappointing. So let's kind of go through this gap here and just check a little bit on this side. I don't know if I checked this entire side before. I may have walked past it, but I didn't really look. No, there's nothing there. I may have to go closer to the mainland to find some logs. I'm not going to spend too much more time looking though, because I'll go ahead and get on with the run, and I have plenty of coal to get the temperature up high enough anyways. Pretty sure I do anyways. Don't remember exactly how much coal I had. I see a branch up on that hill there, but that won't help me. There's a limb here, but I think it's a fir limb again. Yeah, that's definitely a fir limb. Just check it. Oh, this one is going to let me break it down. So, I guess the other one must have been an oversized limb. There's a poor guy that crashed through the ice here. Yeah, Matt. Matt and Max are names in this game for certain places. And we'll go ahead and break down one more limb. And I'm freezing now, so we'll head back to the Riken and we'll get this furnace going. 6 logs ought to bring it up to a pretty high temperature, especially when some of them are fir logs. I always was impressed by the sunsets in this game. They always want to make me stop and take a screenshot. I think they really nailed that. They really did well with that effect. As well as a lot of other things in this game. There's so many things in this game you can point to and as evidence of good design. The developers clearly take their time and they listen to the fan feedback and from the people that actually play the game all the time. I'm sure the devs play the game a lot too, but you know, it's not the same when you're in that environment of developing the game as when you're just a player looking in from the outside. Sometimes things can get lost when you're having to code everything. But Hinterland does a good job. I've been impressed with the latest version of the game as well. And I think they're really going to have some success once they release story mode. I do hope they continue adding to the sandbox, though, during that time. Hopefully they'll have the manpower to be able to work on both simultaneously. So let's start up the furnace here. Yeah, taking your time. Guess I didn't have any accelerant on me. That's unfortunate. And there we go. And chuck every log I have onto the fire. And then pretty much max the amount I can put onto it there. And then kind of wait for the temperature to go up. I could boil a little water if I wanted to make it go faster. First, let me pick up all the stuff I need to forge. And yeah, I'm just kind of picking everything up from in the dark here. Got the coal and the heavy hammer, and the lumps of scrap, or the pieces of scrap metal are right there. So. Alright, so we're up to 113.4. Let's throw the coal in there. 11 more minutes. We'll go ahead and pass that real quick here. Need to go down to 11 hours. And it should be good. We'll let that water finish boiling and then we'll throw some coal onto here. 270, so we're about 150 degrees off, 160. It'll take at least 4 lumps of coal to do it. So 257 means I need to add 1 more to get it over the top. I think that was 5 pieces. And now we'll go ahead and craft the improvised stuff first. get the stuff that takes longer out of the way. Seems like I would need an anvil or something to hammer this this stuff out on, but I don't know how I'm even hammering this, but anyhow, it's not made to be perfectly realistic. Now we're just going to craft a bunch of arrowheads. And it should be daylight once we're finished. Though it does look like a blizzard's going on now, but that's good. I'm fine with that. We'll just craft straight through the blizzard. Okay. How did my fire go out? I think I just let the fire go out. My mistake there. Yeah, I've exhausted the fire. That's not a good mistake to make. Let's see how many arrowheads we have. I have 10 arrowheads, but I probably need more than that. Decide whether I want to restart this fire. I don't have any wood on me now. I have one stick and I think that's all. So if I want to do this, I have to break down a crate right here. Problem is, this may not let me... Oh, it isn't going to let me break this down. Okay, now I can start the fire if I want to. Go ahead and use the we use the reclaimed wood as fuel, and we'll just throw lamp oil on there to increase the chance of starting it. Let's put the rest of the wood in there. Now we just gotta see how much time it's gonna take to get to where we can throw the coal in, and we can just melt water to do that. And I always say that melt water. Obviously you're not melting water. Pretty sure water's already in liquid form, so... Anyhow, let's burn through this time and get to where we can put coal on there. So, this is going to take at least 6 pieces, I would think. See how well 5 does. It's going to take 7 pieces, actually, if it's doing 36 per chunk. Yep, 273, that got us there. And now we will finish crafting the arrowheads. Should have about 10 hours worth of fire. I think I've got enough fire here to finish crafting almost every piece of scrap metal I have into arrowheads. But we are going to use up all of the daylight now. About 5 more hours. And I believe I probably have 5 pieces of scrap metal left. Now 7 pieces, okay. So that means 2 of them are going to be not used unless I want to throw a few sticks on here. Just double checking the time. I'm going to like to eat while I'm doing this so I don't lose condition more than needed. Or, yeah, more than necessary. Okay, throw some... Well, no, I think what we're going to do is just craft what we can craft. And then we should have enough. Should have enough arrowheads by that point. I'll check my inventory to see how many. But I'm thinking around 20, maybe. No, I think 18. Oops, well, I was way off. 26. 26 arrowheads, I think, will be good for now. How about some more water to just burn out the fire here? And then we're gonna eat and drink and then go sleep in the bunk up top. Hopefully I can still pull out a brand here. Yeah. I'll take that and let's go upstairs and get some sleep here. And the wind's howling outside. Yeah, there's a blizzard going on again, so this wasn't the worst day to waste. 2 blizzards in one day. You aren't going to get too much done in Interloper. The game wants to kill you in this mode, remember? And I'm certainly always aware of that. Let's go ahead and get 10 hours of sleep. And thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to give a like and subscribe if you like the content in the channel, and we'll see you in the next episode.